There's been a lot of reflection on 19 years where the Leafs couldn't get over the top and win around. They finally do it on Saturday night. You're an alumni. You've got a close connection to the team, but do you view them any differently now that they've finally got over the top? And, when you consider, feels like the East is wide open here. If anything, the Leafs should probably be favored. This feels like a great opportunity for Toronto. They cannot squander this, Eddie.
Yeah, I would probably just slightly give Carolina just a slight edge as far as the, if I was making the line, Bryan, as far as the wagering aspect. But I know what you're saying. And look at the path. Yeah, the path is there for sure. I'm just happy. I'm happy for the fan base. I'm happy for a lot of people that I know within the organization. And, we all know that, the celebration after and the excitement and a guy like Mitch Marner, who I've gotten to know here over the last little while. But at the end of the day is like, you just don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get. And with the salary cap and certain guys' contracts expiring at some point here, how large is the window? Really, in essence, you gotta take advantage of it. And we'll see if they're able to, to get back in the series and put a little doubt back into the minds of a pretty good hockey team, because we all know last year they were pretty good, and they just ran into Tampa in round 2, and they just got outplayed. I mean, I saw Jonathan Huberdeau's comments about Darryl Sutter the other day, which I didn't like after the fact, but last year in the playoffs, Huberdeau in Florida versus Tampa, he had a tough time, right? So was it, you want to blame Andrew Burnett for that? Okay, well then now you get traded to Calgary, and you don't make, and now it's Darryl's fault. At some point here, somebody's got to take responsibility, whether you're having success or not. And
imagine saying that, Eddie.
Probably more than anything else.
Imagine saying that. Wow, we didn't really fit. Just while you're out of the playoffs.
Well, you gotta find a way, right, O-Dog? Right? You got to find a way. Yeah, but look at you. I mean, Darryl Sutter's won a couple of Stanley Cups. So yeah, he is hard. There's no question about it. But I just was I was from a player's point of view, I was disappointed. But at the end of the day, that's his feelings, and that's fine. And we like to hear guys share their thoughts or whatever. But getting back to the Florida part, Huberdeau was a part of that, was he not last year? I mean, you get swept by your arch rival. You got to step up. You got to find a way to play better. So was that Bruno's fault? I thought Bruno did a hell of a job. I didn't think Bruno should lose his job in Florida, but they ended up making a move, and he's helped New Jersey, and now Mo is in Florida, and they take down the arguably the greatest regular season by any team in NHL history, and here we are. But I'm just hoping that. I'm hoping that the Leafs can get to playing at the pace and the identity that we've seen them play at times, and that's where they're going to have to go. And look at you might need some, you might need to fight through a little bit more in this series than you did in the prior series, because this team's got a lot of confidence and they can get up and go. I don't know if people realize they're sneaky quick in a transition game. Some of their guys might not be quick. Tkachuk and Bennett aren't overly quick, but boy, oh boy, do they think the game, and they know what the hell is going to happen. A step before it actually does, and I think it's in that. I think it's in that Tkachuk in that gene, right? Because Noodles play. I think Noodles play with Big Waltz, and I play with them, and obviously Brady and Matthews. So should be a hell of a series. I'm expecting a long series, but let's see if the Leafs can even up.